Richard. How are you? Good morning. Good afternoon, rather. Good afternoon. Hey, Carl. Welcome. Good afternoon, Stacy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am going to go live with Miss Lakeisha Dixon, who will be speaking at the Red Ink Conference. Let's see if I can do this. Hey, Lakeisha, there you are.
Hey,
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear you and I can see you. Just adjusting some things on my end.
Okay, good, good. How's your day going?
My day is going well. How's your
Good.
day?
Going really good, really good. Guys, if you can invite and share, good afternoon, Kenya. Good afternoon, Adriana. Good afternoon. All right, we're going to jump right. TPJ, hello, hello, hello. We're going to jump right into it. Is that okay, Lakeisha?
Yes,
Okay, you ready?
definitely go ahead and share this video out, you guys.
Yep, invite and share.
Um,
Invite and share. Hey, Herbert, welcome. You're able to invite your followers too, right, Lakeisha?
yes, I'm doing that right now as we speak.
Okay, awesome. Eric, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Invite and share. We're going to talk about writing this best selling book that many of you have within you, as much as we can give you without you coming to the conference. So, all right, Lakeisha, ready?
I'm ready.
So many of you know me as the entrepreneur, the editorial guru. I am Tanisha Johnson, founder and CEO of So It Is Written LLC, also the founder and CEO of the Red Ink Conference, which now premieres in 2 cities per year. This year I had the honor to do it in Detroit, and September 15th we will do it in the great city of Atlanta. So today I wanted to bring on one of my cute, phenomenal speakers, Miss Lakeisha Dixon. She is in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta, and she's actually going to be doing the publishing track of the conference. But I wanted to bring her on so you all could get to know her, get a feel for her energy. Is great. It's phenomenal. It mirrors mine. So I'm sure this will be a power pack conference. But we're just going to ask her a few questions, and then we're going to give you the information to register for the conference. But I wanted you all to get to know her more personally. So, Lakeisha, please take this moment, introduce yourselves to the viewers. Who are you? How long have you been a publisher? How many clients have you had? What makes you phenomenal at what you do and why you do it?
Okay, load up those questions on me. Hey everybody, how y'all doing on today? I hope everybody is good. I always say on today. I know that's not the proper thing to say, but I always say it, okay? My name is Lakeisha Dixon. I'm the breakthrough strategist. I am a published author of soon to be 5 books. I have also ghost written some business manuals, and between me and my clients, we have 56 books that's already published and on Amazon. And so I know this process like the back of my hand, right? I feel like everybody should have a published book. Published books, it's the thing right now. Ebooks is the thing right now. The more books you have on the market, the more money you can make, right? We receive checks and deposits every month from Amazon. We sell our products. Your books can be a business card. Your books can be turned into a system, a program, a structure. Your books can be a play. Your books can be, whatever you decide to do with it. You can take a whole nother chapter out of one book and create a whole nother book with that, right? And so we're going to be at the Reading Conference teaching authors how to release their own material, not only teaching them how to release their own material, but also teaching them how they can use this book book to release. Some people need to write books because it's a healing, right? Some people write books because it's a healing process. It walks them through a process of healing. Some people write books because they feel like they're expert in this particular area. But I will say this, when I wrote my first book back over 6 years ago, it opened up so many doors for me, so many doors for me to speaking engagements. And eventually what that book did was position me as a breakthrough speaker. And by positioning me as a breakthrough speaker, I went on to become a life coach on today. And so we're going to be at the Red Ink Conference, really showing you guys how to really take your dream, how to take your vision and bring forth the manifestation of that thing. Because God doesn't just want you having all these forward ideas and you're not doing anything with it. God wants you to release that thing, right? And so we're going to be there at the Red Ink Conference in Atlanta, September 15th, really allowing visionary to write down their vision, and not only write down their vision, but see it to pass.
Now, you gave me a whole lot, so I want to back up a little bit. Now, you talked about doors, and you know doors is my thing, that God is opening big doors for you. I've been saying it almost probably 4 or 5 years now, so people know. They come to my page. I done went from open doors to open gates. It's just open doors and open gates all on my page. But tell me,
Yeah.
did the doors for you open immediately? I mean, you dropped your book, and then was it like, boom, doors start open?
It began to manifest about, I want to say, about 8 months later. I sold a lot of seeds. And so when I first released my book on June 30th, 2012, I had to sow a lot of seeds. And so that means I had to really begin to do what I call go into the hustling mode, right? Because I didn't know business as I know it now. And so I was every day posting my book. I was reading my book. I was posting excerpts of my book. I was telling everybody about my book. I was taking free engagements, speaking engagements, free booking engagements. The first 8 months of me writing my book, I did a lot of free things. But then again, you guys, I didn't know anything about business. And am I back? Okay. I didn't know anything about business, but I will tell you the seeds in the ground was worth it. And so about 8 months later, that's when things really began to take off for me. That's when people begin to see me on Periscope, see me on Facebook Lives, and begin to ask me questions like, hey, who are you? You know, I heard you and you speak very well and you speak so energetic about your book. Because remember, when you write a book, you become the expert, right? Because when we look at books I'm not sure what happened. Can you hear me?
No, I hear you. Yeah, it's freezing up, but I hear you. Keep going.
Okay, and so I forgot what point I was at.
You were saying it took about 8 months for the doors to really start opening for you, and you did things for free, which I want a lot of people to realize, because a lot of people think they're gonna come out the gate and be a sold out speaker, author, expert. I'm gonna charge 2,500 to speak, and I just wrote a book.
Let's put it this way. You know, you have to, remember when you release anything, people don't know you from a can of paint. You're not Jay-Z and Beyonce. And no, so nobody said that you want to be Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they can release a product and it break the internet. Okay. Every Christian or every author think they got the best-selling book until we read it and we like, well, this is not so hot. And so what you have to understand is when you releasing a product, it is your responsibility to get it out there to the world. It is your responsibility to let people know who you are. Some of you still have closed private accounts on Instagram. Some of you Facebook pages is not even public. I mean,
Yeah.
And so you got to build a community. And so I do want to say, yeah, I did a lot of free events. I did a lot of free events, but I tell you, at those free events, I was like, if I do this event free, I don't mind, but can you at least give me a vendor table? So that's how I was able to negotiate some things. I would do it for free. I would speak for free, but all I'm asking is for a vendor table. And as a author, it is your responsibility to know what type of material you wrote. So when it's time for you to get on stage to show out, you are talking about your book. You're talking about the system. You're talking about the structures like it's nobody business. So that when you leave that stage, people want to run to your table and say, hey, I want that book you were talking talking about. Why? Because they want a piece of you, because you have impacted their life in such a major way through the content of your book. They're saying, hey, I want to purchase that book.
That's right. That's right. Now tell me, now Lakeisha, I think you're under the mindset just like me that every entrepreneur, every business owner, every speaker, a lot of people come to me and say I'm not a writer, but I am under the mindset that everyone is an expert in something. So why is it important for every entrepreneur, speaker, to have at least one book? I mean, I know I got almost nine, but why at least one book? Why is it important?
I think because everybody have a unique story. Everybody have a unique story to tell. One of the things why I wanted to write a book is because I was that black girl. My whole thing is black girl, Dade County, no degrees, just decrees. And I wanted to do something great. And I thought, what better way to do something great than to write a book, than to write my story? But not only write my story, but write my story in a way that produces a process where people can have tools and information and steps on how to become victorious, how to have a victorious mindset, how to fulfill purpose, how to fulfill their passions, how to persevere, how to get to a place of power in prayer and persistence. And so when you write a book, you have a story. You're letting someone else know, like, listen, this is what I had to go through. But if I write it in the book, this is what I had to go through, I can show others how to avoid the cost that I had to pay for being disobedient, for having grew up in a family that wasn't totally saved, or whatever your story is. And so it gives you the opportunity to help somebody else besides yourself. I believe when you read a book, it just positions you. It automatically positions you as an expert. It automatically positions you as the go-to person. It automatically positions you as the speaker, because once you write a book, you instantaneously become a speaker, because you have to speak about the content that you wrote. And so I feel that it's very important to write a book, because when you write a book, again, it's your business card. You never know who you may meet that love your book and tell a lot of people about you. You can write one book and someone may read your book and say, I want to order 100 copies for my retreat. I want to order 100 copies for my staff, for my team. You never know. I just got an inbox this week of a young lady doing a women's retreat, and she was like, listen, I need 15 of your books, Incorruptible, the book you're talking about. I said, you know what? I'm going to start talking about my book every week. I'm going to start doing a series of my books. And every series that I have done, people have been ordering. You never know what God is going to do, but it's your obligation and it's your responsibility to put the information out there.
Now, just a little bit, and I don't want you to give it all away from the conference, but a lot of people say, I want to write a book, but I don't want to speak. They have this fear of public speaking. How do they get past? Because, like you said, as soon as you write a book, you become an expert. So there's really no way around it. You become in the limelight, you become like a celebrity on a certain scale. But how do you get around that fear of, I don't want to speak publicly. I don't want to talk about my book. I've even been at vendor shows where people will say, I'm like, what's your book about? They don't even want to talk to you about the book. They're like, read the back cover. Well, I don't want to read the back cover. I want to talk to
Right.
the owner. You tell me what the book is about. So why can't we talk? What is it in us that's like, I don't want to speak. I don't want to be on stages. I don't want to talk to people. What is that?
Because we're fearful. We feel like, I don't sound like this person, my energy, or, the way I speak may not be like this person. And listen, if God gave you a gift, shouldn't you present your gift? Why would God give you a gift so you can stay stagnant, stuck in a corner, throw behind the mountain? No, it's time for you to be exposed. It's time for you to tell somebody else about your story. Somebody needs your story so that they can overcome. Somebody needs your story because it's a great business venture. Not all the books we write is about storytelling about our own business. Sometimes it's about the experience. Sometimes it's about what you learn. Your book can be about different things. It's not necessarily about what you don't feel like doing. And we have to get out of that. I don't know, and especially a lot of Christians. I'm very shocked at a lot of Christians' timidness when it comes to speaking out loud and speaking in person. That is something that you have to work on. And guess what? You can take a Toastmaster class in your local area for under $50 that will begin to prepare you for this journey. And so I would recommend, if you're going to become the expert in writing your book. That means you go Google to www.toastmasters.com and find a local place that can help you in the preparation. If you say I'm getting ready to write this book, that means you are in the background preparing. I be in my house practicing my pitch. Hi, hi, hi. You know, it's your time. It's your opportunity. How many of us miss Kairos moments because we're always so afraid about, I don't want to do it. I don't know what people are going to say. Who cares what people say? I know my voice aggravates some people, but guess what? You're not going to stop me from reaching my six-figure goal. I know my voice may aggravate somebody, but guess what? You're not going to stop me from reaching the people that God has assigned me to. And so we got to grow up, right? We got to glow up. If God has given you a book on the inside of you, it is your responsibility, your kingdom responsibility, your kingdom right, your blood brought right to tell somebody about your book. You can't say, read the back of my book. If you tell me to read the back of your book, I'm out of there. Peace out. I'm not even purchasing your book, because guess what? If I'm in the face of the author, you should be able to tell me what your book is about. I don't have to read the back. It's nothing like the power and the passion that you possess in your own mouth that's able to tell someone about what you wrote. So what I would do is I would definitely go to a Toastmasters course so you can begin to practice on your craft. You can't say I want to do this if you're not practicing on that craft. And so yes, you need to get from behind the closet, come out the closet, come from behind the mountain, and allow the sheets to be ripped off you so that you can be able to speak about your own book, because somebody needs to hear what you have to say. And guess what? When it's your story, can't nobody tell it like you can. Can't nobody tell your experience like you can. Can't nobody say Lakeisha Dixon, the breakthrough strategist, like I can, right? Because I own it.
Right, right. Like the bestseller, baby. I'm the bestseller.
Yes. I can't hear you, Talita.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It might be on your end. Can
I
everyone?
can't hear a word you saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. We hear you.
Lord, let's see what's going on.
It may be you in the name. That was so good. Can you hear me? Let me know when you
Can
can
y'all
hear me.
hear? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Really quick, because I know this Facebook Live is tricky. Tell us really quick. Don't give away all of your nuggets for the conference, but 3 quick mistakes you see a lot of self-publishing authors make when you get their project or when you're sitting down and you're working with them one-on-one. 3 things that self-publishing authors are making as mistakes going into the process.
3 mistakes. 1, overthinking the content.
Wow.
Okay. We're not writing 500-page books no more. People don't even have enough attention
No.
span to barely read a 30-page book.
Don't do it.
I don't need to hear. I don't want to hear your kindergarten story all the way up to 12th grade, then all the way up to your adulthood in one book. Let's break that thing up into series, okay? That's the number one thing. The content is a little shaky, or it's a little bit too long. You're taking too long to tell the story. Get right into the problem-solving information. Get right into the big idea. Another thing that I see a lot of authors make, again, they think everybody know who they are. Oh, God gonna do it. God gonna do what?
Gotta go do
Why
nothing.
would you put your hands to the plow and begin to build up your Facebook community, begin
Yeah.
to accept those friend requests, right? Begin to tell people what you're doing. Everybody want to drop their book without an announcement. Well, I'm just going to do it 2 days before I release it. Nobody know you, boo-boo. Nobody knows who you are. You're not
Nope.
Beyonce, you're not Jay-Z, you're not Oprah. Not
Wow.
yet,
No.
okay?
Gonna
That's
work
the
with
biggest mistake. And the third mistake, after they release it, they'll post about it once a month. You don't even know they got a product. They're not talking about the product. They haven't created no system. They haven't created no marketing plan. They haven't gotten their 100, 200 to purchase their book when their book come out. They have not did any of those things.
Wow. Okay, so I know at the conference you're gonna talk to us about publishing, but
One
also
moment, Talita. I don't know why I keep having problems
hear.
hearing you. I can't hear you. One moment.
Uh-oh. Let me know when you can hear me.
One moment. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you though.
You can't hear me?
Hold on for one moment.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
This is crazy. Yeah, we hear you fine. The viewers hear you. Viewers, can you hear us? Can you hear both of us? Somebody put in the chat.
Can you bring me back on because I can't hear you?
Yep, can you go out and come back in? So go out.
Okay,
Yes.
now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. This is crazy. I know, Carl. Can you hear me now? All right. So I know at the conference, you can hear me, Lakeisha?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I know at the conference you're going to talk to us about publishing. I know you're going to talk to us about systems because I hear the word systems a lot, but a lot of people don't know what systems means. Like when you say systems, what should they have in place when they launch the book, when they release the book?
I'm happy you asked me this. So I've been studying this whole systems and structures, right? I've been doing a whole lot, and that's why I keep saying it because it's blowing my mind. So I'm doing a whole lot of leadership training on systems and structures. A lot of us have great products, but we don't have a system and structure in place. That means we have a product, but we don't know how to market the product. We don't know how to promotional market. We don't know how to book market. We don't know how to target market the product. We have no structure in place. If people want your book, where are they going to go besides Amazon? What structure do you have in place? What's going to be your mailing structure and systems? And so I have been studying a whole lot of this stuff, getting ready for the red ink. I'm not telling y'all no more. You just got to get that ticket and be there.
I love
This is what I know. This is what I know, right? This is what I know. I would say this. I'm going to say this in all honesty and truthfulness. When I first released the Victorious State of Mind at my book signing, because I prepared and I let everybody and their mama know about my book signing, I was only in Atlanta for, I believe it was 4.5 years at the time. I had like 160 people show up to my book signing, and I sold 350 books
Whoa.
at my book signing. I sold 350 books. I told everybody, I was like, I know y'all not gonna be in my book signing buying no one book a piece. The majority of the people who was at my book signing brought more than one book, right? And the rest was over, because every event that I knew that I can get a vending table, every event that I knew that I can even go before people and speak free, I was practicing my craft at home. That's the thing. When you begin to practice that public, that private practice, and that private power produce on stage fire. Because when you've been so practicing and so ready, by the time you get on stage, that thing just shoot out your mouth. And guess what? People are on the edge of your seat saying, who is that? And I want a copy of her book, right? And so that leads you to more books. When you release your first book and you know the system and the structure, again, systems and structures on how to release your first book, the rest is history. The majority of my clients have already released their second, third book. Why? Because once you know it one time, you're easy to reproduce, easy to duplicate. So that's why you got to get there, because it's not just going to be a place where you're going to learn how to write books, but we're going to teach you about the different portals. I'm
Yes.
going to be talking about why you have writer's block. Why you have writer's block. So I can't even get into, because remember, me and Tanita are both spiritual and practical. And
Yes.
so it's going to be a prophetic impartation, a
Okay.
practical impartation. I guarantee you this one thing, that when you cross over into that room, the angels in the fire of the living God, you're going to be there writing out chapters, writing out your bullet points.
Wow.
This thing is going to hit the pit of your belly, that when you are sitting in your seat, you're going to be writing out your first chapter. And I'm talking about for those of you who don't even have a book yet. You can have a book idea, but a thought is silent. When you think about something, it's still silent. When you release that thing, that's when it becomes exposed. So a lot of you have these hidden thoughts, but it's not exposed until you begin to write, until you begin to release it. So we're gonna be talking about about all that information.
Can you still hear me? You're good?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Oh my God. That's, yeah. So I won't even go into the prophetic words that I've already got about the conference.
Because I
It's
know it's meaty. I know your prophetic word is meaty.
yeah, it's about to be bonkers. It's people think they coming for one thing and it's a whole nother thing. So real quick, I know you gotta go. I know you're very busy. I don't want to drag it on, but tell people why they should come meet you, come meet me, all the other speakers at the Red Ink Conference Saturday, September 15th in Atlanta, your city.
My city, yes, born and raised in the county Dade, but I live in Atlanta now. One,
Yeah.
I believe in activation. I believe that we are in a season of rain. And I've been saying the rain all this year. I believe that God is saying that it's getting ready to rain, right? You know when your grandmother used to say, "Oh, my knees are hurting." You be like, "Why?" Because it's getting ready to rain. Well, where is the rain, grandma? You don't see no rain, right? How you know it's getting ready to rain? Because I can sense it. I can discern that the rain is coming. And so you want to get to Atlanta because let me tell you something. The rain is about to fall in that place. Like this is the year of activation. This is the year for you to go really extreme, go big. This is the year for you to for God to exceed the metrons of your thinking. I know what it is to be a girl who never went to college, but God has produced in me businesses. I know what it is. I know how you can make it from out of the hood, and because God has a royal priesthood for you. And so when you get to this place, when you talking about Tanita, y'all know how she is, right? You talk about me, y'all don't even know who I am. But when you talk about the other young lady, the power that's going to be in the room to see you birth, we're going to be in the place of your midwife, helping you to birth out your book. But don't get it twisted. Because we're not just going to be helping you birth out your books. Anything on the inside of you that is hidden in your womb, anything that's any seed that is lying behind the uterus, that is lying in the fallopian tube, that haven't fully came down yet, you are about to see your room reproduce. You're about to be fertile in this thing. And so you need to meet us there on September 15th because you're about to activate in a way that's going to accelerate your life to a whole nother level. If you get there, you do not have a written book. By time December 1st come around, November 1st come around, you are going to have a full written and published book because I just believe that there's going to be an acceleration of rain in the room. We are going to be eating. We're going to be celebrating because rain is coming. Your spiritual baby, your natural baby, you're about to give birth to something that's bigger than yourself. And so I don't want you to think, well, everybody writing books. Everybody may be writing books, but is it your book? Is it your story? Is it your experience? My God, is it going to be the way they're going to create profit? God has something that's in your mouth, that's in your womb, that is in your belly, that if you meet us there on September 15th, it's going to birth out an acceleration. Why? Because we are preparing ourselves now, not just spiritually, but also practically getting great information, new information that is taking place in the book world so that you can be a published author, a paid speaker, and someone who's making profits, right? Another river of income. I'm excited.
Rivers,
I'm
streams,
excited. Get
not
there.
streams, rivers of income, rivers.
Rivers.
Yeah, yeah,
Rivers. I know,
yeah,
because I know what it is. I remember Tanita, just real quick. All I can say is get there. Get
yeah.
there. I believe that God has I believe that God has your name in the seat that you're going to sit in. I believe every seat, even now, that God is preparing every table. He knows the seat, the table that you're going to be in when you get there. I just believe you're going to have divine connections. I believe, you know what I love about information is showing up to different conferences because I invest thousands of dollars in my knowledge and resources every year. But I just believe that when you get there, you think you're going to be coming for one thing and God's going to activate a whole new other thing. That's all I got to say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on with me today, Miss Lakeisha Dixon. Woo!
Hey, you welcome.
I can't wait to see you Saturday, September 15th, guys. We will be in the great city of Atlanta. If you have not registered for this conference, listen, Lakeisha, we only got 2 vendor tables left. So if people want to come and sell
Wow.
books, yeah, if people want to come and sell books, I only have 2 vendor tables left. But if you just want to come and be a registrant and attendee, you just want to be in the room, you can register at theredinkconference.com. Miss Lakeisha Dixon, always an honor. I will see you Saturday, September 15th.
Yes, I love you so much, Tanita. See you soon.
All right, love you. Have a great day. Bye bye,
You
everybody.
too. Bye bye.